Hello, magic casters of all shapes and sizes. My name is Chance. Welcome to my spellbook, and thank you so much for tuning into the 64th episode of our second level spell series. Today we have a pretty interesting one in store for us, in the way that it's a spell that all of us have seen and brushed off. I've never known anyone to take this spell, but on the right circumstances, it's pretty dang cool. Pretty interesting at the very least. So today we're going to be talking about sea invisibility, which does a little bit more than you think. It is usable by the Bard, Sorcerer, Wizard, and the Artificer, and it is found in the good old Player's Handbook. So long as there has been invisibility, there has been sea invisibility. Such is how the arcane functions. Philosophical debates aside, let's take a look at the mechanics here. You gain the ability to perceive invisibility as if it was visible, and something ethereal in nature as translucent. Your cast time is 1 action, the range is self, the duration is 1 hour, and it is not a concentration spell. And the components are the Holy Trinity, verbal, material, and somatic. The material component, in case you're curious, is a pinch of talc and a small sprinkling of powdered silver, none of which the spell consumes, by the way. And the school is Divination, which isn't too surprising because it involves locating something, so yeah. In any case, let's take a look at the full description here and break this down a little bit more. For the duration, you see invisible creatures and objects as if they were visible, and you can see into the Ethereal Plane. Ethereal creatures and objects appear ghostly and translucent. So this spell actually brings into question an interesting conversation. If you have sea invisibility casted on yourself and you see something invisible, would you know that it was ever invisible? It's an interesting topic for debate. I've actually gotten into this in a couple of my other videos. I would rule that you can still tell intuitively, but it's based on the wording of the spell, it kind of implies you wouldn't. So talk to your DM about it if you're planning on taking this spell. The ability to gaze into the ethereal plane is pretty cool as well, because there are a lot of plot points that are going to revolve around that kind of stuff, so it would play interesting in a couple campaigns that I can think of. Now that we're done discussing the spell in detail, let's take a look at some alternative uses here. So one of the cooler ones I could think of is if you're protecting a king, lord, noble, something of that nature, or if a king's acting very strangely and you don't know why. This might give you a lot more insight as to what exactly is going on, whether or not something from the great beyond is trying to influence them, or a dead relative, something like that. It would be very interesting. Also, if you're going to be going into places where there's either haunting or things happening and people having no visual recollection of it, might be a good time to pop this spell before you walk in there so you know exactly what's coming. Also, if you have a campaign that is very focused on ethereal monsters, kind of things from other realms influencing in the world of man, things like that, any Planescape campaigns basically, this spell, I would argue, is a must-have in your repertoire. It's going to save you a lot of headache and lead to a lot of very interesting encounters as things progress. But that being said, it could also reveal some plot points that your DM might not want exposed. In any case, if you have any alternative uses, thoughts, comments, concerns, please put them down beneath in the comment section. I really do appreciate it. And if you like that cool hand-drawn picture of Sips and you'd like your own hand-drawn DD picture, please check out the guild hall to figure out exactly how to do that. That being said, I hope you have a great day, and as always, happy casting, everyone.